Have you ever walked into a room and noticed something shift in the air before anyone said a word? Maybe you picked up on tension between two friends who insisted everything was fine. Maybe you sensed a person wasn't being honest long before their story fell apart. Maybe you saw a pattern at work, in a relationship, or in a stranger's eyes that everyone else seemed to miss entirely. And when you tried to explain it, people told you that you were overthinking, reading too much into things, or being too sensitive. But here's the truth most people don't understand. You weren't imagining it. You weren't being dramatic. You were seeing something real, something that was always there, hidden in plain sight. The world is full of subtle signals, and most people walk right past them. You catch them, you feel them, you know them. And while this trait has likely made you feel lonely or misunderstood at times, it is actually one of the rarest and most powerful forms of intelligence a human being can possess. So if you've ever felt like you see what others don't, this video is for you. Let's explore the quiet psychology behind this gift and why the world needs people like you more than you realize. The first reason people like you see what others don't is because your brain processes information more deeply than the average person. Psychology shows that some individuals have what researchers call high sensory processing sensitivity, a trait found in roughly 20% of the population. This means your nervous system naturally takes in more details from your environment. While others are scanning the surface, you are absorbing the whole picture. Tone of voice, body language, hesitation, facial micro-expressions, the mood of a space. Think of a time someone told you a story and you could tell they were leaving something out. You didn't need proof. You just knew. That knowing isn't a lucky guess. It is your mind quietly connecting hundreds of small signals at once. What others dismiss as a hunch, you experience as a full, detailed understanding. This depth can feel overwhelming at times, but it is also the reason you rarely get fooled, and the reason your intuition is so accurate. The second reason is that you have trained your mind through experience, often through difficulty. Research indicates that people who grew up in unpredictable environments, or who had to read the emotions of others to feel safe, often develop a heightened ability to observe human behavior. If you learned early on to notice when a parent was about to become upset, or to sense tension before it turned into conflict, your mind became an expert in reading people. What began as a survival skill has now become a quiet superpower. You can walk into a meeting and know who is uncomfortable. You can hear a friend's voice on the phone and know something is wrong before they say a word. You don't just listen to what is said, you listen to what is felt. And that is a skill most people never develop, no matter how old they get. The third reason people like you see what others don't is because you think in patterns, not just in moments. Psychology shows that pattern recognition is one of the highest forms of intelligence, and people who naturally notice connections across time, behavior, and emotion tend to have deeply reflective minds. While others see a single event, you see the thread running through it. You remember what someone said 3 months ago and notice that it contradicts what they are saying now. You see how a person treats a waiter and understand how they will eventually treat a partner. You watch how small habits build into big outcomes. This is why you are often the first to sense when something is off in a relationship, a job, or a situation, long before the obvious signs appear. Your mind is quietly drawing a map the rest of the world has not finished reading. The fourth reason is that you feel deeply, and feeling is a form of seeing. Research indicates that emotional sensitivity and perceptiveness are strongly linked. When you feel more, you notice more. You pick up on the sadness behind someone's smile, the loneliness in a crowded room, the quiet hope in a voice trying to sound strong. You recognize emotions in others because you have visited those emotions yourself. This is not weakness. This is wisdom earned through experience. Many people go through life avoiding their own feelings, which means they never learn to see feelings in others. But you have sat with yours. You have questioned them, understood them, and grown through them. That emotional honesty is what allows you to see humans as they truly are, not just as they pretend to be. The fifth reason is that you are comfortable with silence, and silence reveals things noise hides. Psychology shows that people who are observant tend to speak less and listen more. In a world obsessed with talking, reacting, and performing, you give yourself the rare gift of pausing. You watch, you think, you take things in before responding. And in that stillness, you see what fast-moving minds miss entirely. The shift in someone's tone, the hesitation before an answer, the moment a person's eyes lose their light. Silence is not emptiness for you, it is a window. And through it, you see truth that louder people never catch. The sixth reason is that you trust your inner voice even when no one else validates it. This is perhaps the most, but if powerful part of seeing what others don't. Because seeing something real does not matter if you talk yourself out of it. Many perceptive people spend years doubting their instincts because the world kept telling them they were wrong. But over time, you learn. You learn that your quiet knowing is rarely mistaken. You learn that when something feels off, it usually is. You learn that your sensitivity is not a flaw but a compass. And once you start trusting that compass, life begins to make more sense. You stop ignoring red flags. You stop convincing yourself that things are fine when they are not. You start living in alignment with the truth your mind has been showing you all along. If you recognize yourself in these traits, take a moment to appreciate what that really means. You're not too observant. You're not overthinking. You're not too sensitive. You're simply someone who sees the world at a deeper level. And that kind of awareness is rare, meaningful, and needed. The people who notice what others miss are often the ones who bring the most understanding, the most honesty, and the most quiet wisdom into the lives around them. Your perception is not a burden. It is a gift the world is still learning to appreciate. So the next time someone tells you that you see too much, remember this: you were never seeing too much. You were simply seeing clearly in a world that is often afraid to look. If this video spoke to something inside you, consider subscribing for more insights into the hidden strengths of your personality. Every week, we explore the quiet traits, deep patterns, and rare qualities that shape who you are and how you experience the world. You are not alone in the way you think, feel, and see. And here, you will always find a reminder of just how remarkable your mind truly is.